IRS just charged someone $525. Not because they cheated, not because they hid money, just because they filed their tax return a little late. And the crazy part? That person could have gotten that charge completely wiped out for free without hiring a lawyer or an accountant. There is a program that has existed since 2001 that can erase your IRS late penalty entirely. Most Americans have never heard of it, and starting right now, in 2026, the IRS announced they will apply it automatically, meaning you might not even have to ask. If you ever filed late, paid late, or got a scary letter from the IRS, this video is exactly for you. We are going to go through the whole thing, step by step, from scratch. Let's start at the very beginning. What even is this penalty? When you file your tax return late or pay what you owe late, the IRS doesn't just wait around patiently. They start charging you a penalty. Every single month that goes by, more gets added on. Right here, on the IRS's official website. Topic number 653, you can see it clearly. This section states, the failure to file penalty is usually 5% of what you owed. For each month, your return is late, up to a maximum of 25%. But if your return is over 60 days late, there's a minimum flat penalty, and for tax returns filed in 2026, that minimum is $525, or 100% of whatever you owed, whichever is smaller. So if you owed $400 and filed super late, your penalty would be your whole $400 bill. If you owed $2,000, that penalty hits the $525 ceiling. That's real money, rent money, grocery money, and millions of Americans get these notices every single year, many of them for the very first time in their lives. Here's where things get interesting, and honestly, here's where I get a little frustrated on your behalf. The IRS has had a program called First Time Abatement, or FTA, since the year 2001. That is 25 years of this program existing, and most people have never heard of it. What does it do? It removes your penalty for filing late, paying late, or missing a payroll deposit. Wiped out, zeroed out, free. And in 2026, the IRS officially announced they will now apply this relief automatically for people who qualify without you having to write a letter or make a phone call first. Look at this right here. This is from a January 2026 report by Eisner Amper, a licensed accounting firm, covering the IRS's own announcement. It confirms the IRS said they would automatically apply FTA starting in the 2026 filing season, and it explains what automatic means in practice. If a penalty is assessed and you qualify, the IRS should reverse it on their end. Now I want to be straight with you about something. The National Association of Tax Professionals, which trains and monitors tax pros across the country, put out a clear warning alongside this news. They said, watch your IRS account, because automatic doesn't mean guaranteed. There are cases where the system doesn't catch it, and if that happens to you, you need to know how to ask for it yourself. That's exactly what we're covering in this video. So do you qualify? 3 conditions. You need all 3. Let's go through them like a simple test. This is the official IRS page on penalty relief at irs.gov. This is your checklist. Rule number 1, clean history for the past 3 years. For the 3 tax years before the one you got penalized for, you had no penalties on your record. No failure to file, no failure to pay, nothing. If you had a penalty before, but it got removed for a valid reason, that generally doesn't count against you. Think of it like a driving record. 1 clean stretch, and they forgive the slip. Rule number 2, you filed all your required returns. The IRS needs to see that your returns for the past 3 years have been filed, or that you had valid extensions. You can't owe them paperwork and ask for penalty forgiveness at the same time. Rule number 3, you've paid your taxes or you're working on it. This is the one a lot of people get wrong. You do not have to have paid everything in full to get FTA. Right here on the IRS page, it clearly says you can request first-time abate even if you haven't fully paid your tax. You just need to be paying or to be on an approved payment plan with the IRS. 3 rules. Let's say them plainly. 1, no penalties in the last 3 years. 2, all your returns are filed. 3, you've paid or you're on a plan. If those 3 apply to you, you qualify. Now, FTA doesn't cover every IRS penalty, so let's be specific. Here are the 3 it covers. Right here, straight from the IRS. You can see this on their official page. Number 1. Failure to file. You filed your return late, covered under IRC Section 6651A. 1. Number 2. Failure to pay. You filed on time but didn't pay by the deadline, covered under IRC Section 6651A. 2. Number 3. Failure to deposit. This is for business owners' missed payroll tax deposits, covered under IRC Section 6656. What is not covered? Accuracy penalties, fraud penalties, and international information return penalties. Those are different situations with different rules, but if your penalty is about being late to file or late to pay, you are in the right program. Let's really make sure you understand what this 2026 change means and what it doesn't. Here's the National Association of Tax Professionals confirming this. Their article says, National Taxpayer Advocate Aaron Collins announced on November 21st, 2025, that automatic FTA would begin in 2026. And right here, they specifically warned tax professionals to be on the alert in 2026 for situations where automatic FTA was not applied. That's your cue to verify. Here's how it works. When the IRS processes your return and sees a penalty, their system is now supposed to automatically check your compliance history. If you qualify, the penalty reversal should happen on their end. You'd see it on your IRS account. But should is doing a lot of work there. The system can miss people. It happened during COVID relief too. The IRS gave automatic waivers, and some people still didn't get them and had to ask manually. So here's the most important thing you need to do. 3 steps, free, no lawyer needed. Step 1. Log into your IRS online account and pull your transcript. Go to irs.gov/get-transcript right here. Log in and pull up what's called your tax account transcript. This shows every penalty on your account and any abatements that were applied. Penalty is gone. Great, automatic FTA worked. You're done. Penalty is still showing and you believe you qualify? Go to step 2. Step 2. Call the IRS and ask for first-time abatement by name. The number is 1-800-829-1040. When you get through, say those exact words, first-time abatement. That phrase is the trigger. Don't just say, I want to fight my penalty. Be specific. Many FTA requests get approved on that same phone call. And just to be clear, this number is for the federal IRS only. If your issue is with state taxes, that's handled separately by your state's own tax agency. Step 3. If the call doesn't resolve it, file Form 843. This is Form 843 free, downloadable from irs.gov. Fill it in, explain you're requesting first-time abatement, and mail it to the IRS service center that handled your return. It takes longer than a phone call, but it creates a paper trail and is just as valid. And if you already paid the penalty, a successful abatement means the IRS refunds that money or applies it as a credit toward anything else you owe. Here's something most people miss about FTA. It doesn't disappear after one use. It resets. Right here, confirmed by Eisner-Amper in their 2026 report, and it lines up with IRS policy. First-time abatement is not one use only. You can qualify for FTA again multiple times throughout your life as long as you have 3 clean years before each request. They even give a specific example. If you used FTA for a 2025 penalty and then kept a clean record in 2026, 2027, and 2028, you'd be eligible again in 2029. So it's not a use it and lose it forever situation. It's more like a reset clock. Keep filing on time, keep paying on time, and the door stays open. One important note, everything we talked about today is for federal IRS penalties. Your state tax authority is completely separate. Some states have their own version of this program, some don't. Check with your state's tax agency on their own penalty relief options. Here's the bottom line. The IRS charged someone $525 just for being late. That same person could get that wiped out completely for free because of a program that's existed for 25 years that most people never knew about. And in 2026, that program got automatic for people who qualify. 3 clean years, all returns filed, paying or on a plan. That's the checklist. Go check your IRS account today at irs.gov. Pull your transcript. If that penalty is still sitting there and you think you qualify, call the IRS at 1-800-829-1040. Say the words first-time abatement and let the system work for you. You don't need to pay someone to do this. You just needed to know it existed. Now you know.